Welcome to Women Awakening. I'm Cynthia James, and this network is about changing lives one woman at a time. Welcome to Women Awakening. We're changing lives one woman at a time. In fact, we're changing the world one woman at a time. So grateful that you're here today. So grateful that our guest today is our love expert, Arielle Ford. She's an author, a speaker, a teacher, and a guide to find true, lasting, powerful love. Welcome.
Hey, Cynthia, how are you?
I'm great. It's good to see you. Look great.
You too.
So today, we're going to talk about spiritual women and their challenges in relationships. And first of all, I just want you to talk about that because I want to talk about when my clients come to me and some of the challenges that they talk about. So what do you think are our challenges as spiritual women?
Well, there's several. So the first one is spiritual women, at least the ones I come in contact with, tend to be in the category of HSP, highly sensitive people.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not only deeply in touch with their own feelings, they're empaths and they're feeling everybody else's feelings. And they make their choices and decisions about life based on their feelings, which isn't practical and isn't logical. And on top of that, most of them that I come in contact with believe that they're deeply intuitive, which they may be in some areas of their life. But when it comes to men, I'm just going to say it plain, they totally suck when it comes to being intuitive about men. So they have this belief that they'll walk into a room, they'll scan the room, and they'll decide in 20 seconds that their soulmate is not in the room, based on nothing, based on their feelings. Or they'll go on a date with somebody and decide within 5 minutes, oh, no way, he's definitely not the one, and they check out. So they're constantly missing opportunities to deeply connect with a very cool, competent, conscious man, because their definition of a spiritual man has nothing to do with men and spirituality, because women practice spirituality differently than men do. That's part one of it, and then we can dive in. Part two is a lot of the spiritual women I know, this is what a typical day might look like for them. So they wake up and they do their first meditation of the day. They go into the kitchen and make their non-GMO organic green drink. They then get into their Prius to drive to hot yoga, and they do their yoga class. They then get in the car to go Whole Foods to buy more organic food, and they're cursing all the while they're in traffic. They go home, they make a kale salad. Later in the afternoon, they go and do Soul Cycle, and they'll be listening to a Marianne Williamson audiobook as they're in traffic, cursing out traffic again. And then they get home and they see their husband sitting in the Barker Lounger with a beer and the remote control watching Sports Center. And they have this thought, I can't believe I'm married to this loser. I'm growing so much faster than him, and all he does is sit around, drink beer, and he has no interest in spirituality. And they have this cascade of toxic, angry, judgmental thoughts, which, as we know by the science from the Institute of Heart Math, now suppresses your immune system for up to 8 hours. So they've spent all this time and energy and money doing what they think are spiritual things, and they've just wiped them out because they're so judgmental. So that's sort of the single version and the coupled version, because somehow we've conflated a healthy living lifestyle with spirituality. And the truth is, spirituality has nothing to do with food or meditation or yoga. Spirituality is about how loving and kind and compassionate and giving you are to yourself and others. So that's why my experience has been that women who think of themselves as spiritual tend to have a really hard time finding love, or if they are married, have a really hard time being happy in their relationships.
Okay, this is really good. Okay, let me. I want to go into one first, right? Because a lot of the people that are my clients are, CEOs or people that are running businesses or whatever, and so they've got the business thing, but their concept of being in a spiritual relationship, it does have the intuition, it does have um, their feelings, but it also has to do with having decided what a spiritual man looks like and how they act and how they respond. And so the expectation level is so high that nobody, Gandhi couldn't walk in and be the soulmate. So can we talk about the expectations? I mean, I am an intuitive person. I just want to throw this last thing in there. I didn't always listen to my intuition when it was telling me don't stay in relationships. And my intuition told me when Carl came along that there was something special here, but he wasn't exactly my list, right?
I understand. Brian was not my type either.
Right. So where's the balance between your intuitive knowing and having unrealistic expectations?
Well, there's a couple of things. So let's define what it is spiritual women really want when they say they want a spiritual man. So
Right.
most of them want a man who's doing what they're doing, meditating, doing yoga, sitting in church, listening to the choir with them, blah, blah, blah. The truth is, what their soul most needs is a conscious man. A conscious man is one who lives his life on purpose. He may have never gone to yoga, may never do yoga, may not meditate, but he's probably, volunteering to coach little league, or driving your mother, your sister to the doctor's appointment, and acting in a good, conscious way. Now, because so many spiritual women put such a high value on meditation and yoga, thinking that that is how they would know that they were with the right guy, I want to just say two words to you. And those two words are Russell Simmons. And for the two people out there who don't know who Russell Simmons is, he's probably one of the wealthiest black men in the world. He's written multiple books on meditation and yoga. He is a star in the yoga world. And he's also facing multiple counts of rape right now. So just because a man is meditating and doing yoga is absolutely zero indication of whether or not he's a conscious man. So
Right. So
that's
hold on a second, because I want to interrupt you for a second, because I got an email from someone. So I want to say that, we're talking about the male-female relationship here, but I just want to say to you, some of the same-sex people who've written to me, this is the same no matter who your partner is, what their sex is, that what she's talking about is consciousness, that a conscious partner doesn't just meditate and do yoga.
right. Right. You want somebody who is really going to put their sword in the ground for you, male or female.
Right.
Somebody who is devoted to you, to your highest and your best. And, when we talk about intuition, you can be very intuitive in many parts of your life, particularly in business. I was a highly intuitive business person and not so intuitive when it came to choosing men, so it's kind of like a muscle. So that's why I always ask women, what is your soul most calling for? I know what your wish list is. Yes, you'd like to have tall, dark, and handsome with, multi-millionaire bank account. And that comes with strings. If you really want a conscious man, you need to know, what does that look like and feel like? And if you're a busy, successful woman, chances are your attention is not there. Your attention is on growing your business. Why do we like to have our attention there? Because it's instant gratification. We know we're good at something and we're getting constant feedback about how good we are. We know we're not so good at relationships, so we don't spend a lot of time there. But the reason why you want to sort of shift that is because, once you're in the right relationship and you have that level of emotional security, safety, and connection, you won't have to work as hard. I know that sounds crazy and counterintuitive, but the more love you have in your life, the more you trust the universe and know that you're safe, the easier it is for the universe to gift you with all the abundance that's already yours.
I love that. So, okay, I want to go to two now, the negative thinking, because I want to piggyback on what you just said about being safe. Because for me, the moment that those negative things come in is the moment I don't feel safe, the moment I don't feel heard or appreciated, or my expectation hasn't been met, then my mind starts rolling and making up stuff. So can we just talk about that, because negative thought breeds negative experience.
Right, yeah, which is why I love Don Miguel Ruiz's The Four Agreements. My
Mm,
favorite one is never make assumptions. So
mm,
we hear our partner say something, and then a button gets pushed, and we assume they meant X when they really didn't mean that at all. When all we had to do is, oh, honey, I just heard you say ABC. Did you mean XYZ? And chances are, 80% of the time, you're going to be wrong. No, I didn't mean that at all. I can't believe you heard that. That would be an adult, mature way to handle the conversation, as opposed to, oh my God, I can't believe he just said that to me. And then you get all triggered, and you're not speaking your truth. You're not being authentic. You're not being transparent. You're not asking questions. You're just going into the wounded, hurt child part of yourself. And what's so really, truly funny about all of this is that the real purpose of marriage, the number one purpose of marriage, is to be in a safe container where all our childhood wounds can come up to be healed. The purpose of the soulmate relationship is to be in the safe container to heal each other. So it's absolutely normal and necessary for our buttons to get pushed and to get triggered so we can have this healing. And I think that's the best kept secret about what marriage is all about. People just think, oh my God, I can't believe we're constantly arguing, fighting, whatever. Maybe I need to get divorced. It's like, no, exactly not that.
exactly. Well, and for me, it's like it's been the healing of our wounds, but it's also learning to be in a place of non-judgmental acceptance and of your partner, because they're growing and they're healing and they're expanding. I mean, we tend to think that it's all about us, and there's a partner in this relationship.
Right.
So I guess I would like to say, if you're a spiritual person and you want a relationship, what is the one thing, the most important thing you have to remember?
You know, I would really do a deep dive to identify where in my life am I practicing true spirituality.
Mm,
Am I a person that is giving love and receiving love and practicing non-judgment and being kind and accepting?
mm.
Or am I being judgmental? Looking at somebody saying, wow, I can't believe he's eating that bucket of fried chicken, and he's watching 5 hours of football games on a Sunday, and making it all wrong. Because all of us really have one basic need, and that is to be loved and accepted for exactly who we are. Nobody wants to be judged.
Right.
We just want to be loved and accepted, warts and all. So if you're going to call yourself a spiritual person, then let's get real. Are you really practicing that level of spirituality with yourself and others?
I love that. So, how do the women get more of you? How do they find you?
Well, if you're single and you don't want to be single, I have a free 75-minute online seminar, and it's really easy to get to. You go to soulmatepassion44.com, soulmatepassion44.com. And if you're in a relationship and you want to find some fun, easy, simple steps to improve it, you can get free chapters to my book, Turn Your Mate into Your Soulmate, at my website, which is soulmatesecret.com.
Beautiful. All right, ladies. Thank you, Arielle, for being here. Every time you come, my soul gets fed. And ladies, what I want you to know is that we're all spiritual beings. And I love what she just said. We just want to be loved and accepted. I hope you'll come back a lot of times and look at the videos. There's a lot of wonderful things and messages for you, because we are transformative agents and we're here to make a difference. And I love you, and we'll see you next time.